Ubuntu installs Firefox as a snap package. That means your default browser takes 11 seconds to open on a fresh install of the most popular Linux distribution in the world. Mint saw this, ripped Snap out, and wrote code to block it from reinstalling itself. Zorin charges $39 to unlock desktop layouts that open source should make free, and Pop! OS ships without a system tray, so showing your VPN status requires workarounds on day one. Same Ubuntu base. 4 completely different opinions on what to do with it. Here is what matters. Ubuntu has the largest community, but burns more RAM than any of them. Mint has the best forums and smoothest Windows transition, but ships packages up to 2 years old. Zorin is the most polished, but has the smallest community when things break. Pop! OS has the best NVIDIA support in Linux, but only offers one desktop environment. The download pages show you features. They do not show you what each one quietly removes. Ubuntu is the industry standard and has been since 2004. Over 100,000 forum members, more answered questions than any other distribution, and hardware manufacturers who test their drivers on Ubuntu first before any other Linux system. It runs GNOME as its default desktop, ships with a new release every 6 months, and provides long-term support versions every 2 years with 5 years of security updates and maintenance. Enterprise backing from Canonical means commercial support contracts are available for organizations that need them. It dominates cloud infrastructure and is integrated into the Windows subsystem for Linux for developers working across both platforms. For maximum software compatibility, professional use, and the highest chance that any tutorial you find online was written for your exact system, nothing else in this comparison has the same ecosystem reach. But Ubuntu is also the heaviest of the 4 in terms of system resources. GNOME uses more RAM than the alternative desktop environments offered by the other 3 distributions. Snap packages are forced on users for core applications like Firefox and Chromium, and those Snap versions are noticeably slower to launch, significantly larger on disk, and run inside sandboxed containers that ignore your system theme and behave differently from traditional packages. Canonical collects some telemetry data by default, though it can be disabled during setup. The default installation ships with a collection of applications that many users will immediately uninstall. Ubuntu has the largest ecosystem and the broadest compatibility. But the Snap situation and resource overhead push users toward the alternatives that were built, specifically to address those frustrations. So what about the one that was built to fix Ubuntu's problems? Linux Mint takes the Ubuntu LTS base, strips out everything controversial, and adds practical tools that Ubuntu should have included from the start. The Cinnamon desktop provides a taskbar and start menu layout that Windows users recognize immediately with virtually no learning curve required. Snap packages are deliberately removed and actively blocked from reinstalling themselves. Timeshift creates automatic system snapshots so you can roll back to a working state after a bad update in minutes. The Update Manager lets you choose how aggressively to apply updates rather than forcing them. The Driver Manager detects and installs hardware drivers through a simple graphical interface. Community forums are consistently rated the most helpful and most welcoming in the Linux ecosystem, with responses that assume you are learning rather than criticizing you for not already knowing. But Mint waits for the Ubuntu LTS cycle, which means packages can be up to 2 years behind the latest available versions. There are only 3 official desktop environments compared to Ubuntu's wider selection of community flavors, and the deliberately conservative approach to updates means exciting new features arrive slowly, while other distributions have already moved on. Mint is the smoothest transition from Windows to Linux available today, but the older packages and cautious release cycle mean you trade bleeding-edge software for the stability and predictability that make that smooth transition possible. So what about the one focused on visual polish? Zorin OS is the best-looking distribution out of the box in this entire comparison. The Zorin Appearance app lets you switch your entire desktop layout to match Windows 7, Windows 10, or Mac OS with a single click, removing the need to manually configure anything to feel at home. Wine and bottles are pre-configured for running Windows executables and installers directly. The Lite edition based on XFCE runs comfortably on hardware over 10 years old. Phone integration through Zorin Connect mirrors notifications and transfers files between your desktop and mobile device without any additional software. But the community is significantly smaller than Ubuntu or Mint. with developers rarely engaging in forum support despite selling a paid version. Users report more bugs than Mint. And while the free edition is capable, several desktop layouts and themes are locked behind the paid tier, which creates an unusual dynamic for software built on free and open source foundations. Zorin is the most visually polished beginner distribution, but the smaller community and paywalled features mean the experience depends on whether aesthetics matter more to you than support access. Pop! OS was first released in 2017 by System76, a hardware company based in Denver, Colorado. It was not designed as a general-purpose community distribution. It was designed to ship on System76 laptops and desktops. Everything else was secondary. From day one, the focus was hardware experience. A dedicated installer image includes proprietary NVIDIA drivers. Boot for the first time, and your graphics card works. No terminal commands, no manual driver hunting, no post-install scripts. Among Ubuntu-based distributions, that is rare. Pop! OS also ships with auto-tiling window management enabled by default. Keyboard-driven multitasking that most users only get after heavy manual configuration. Here it is built in. Firmware updates installed through a graphical tool. Laptop battery life consistently outperforms standard Ubuntu on the same hardware. And the installation is minimal. No unnecessary software, no clutter, just the essentials. But the focus comes with trade-offs. Pop! OS offers one desktop environment, their modified GNOME shell. If you dislike it, there is no official alternative. The system tray is absent by default. VPN clients and certain background applications require extensions or workarounds to display properly. Since 2021, System76 has been rewriting their desktop environment from scratch in Rust. The project is ambitious, it is also unfinished. Significant engineering resources are tied up in that transition, and the community is much smaller than Ubuntu or Mint. When something breaks, there are fewer forum threads and fewer tutorials to lean on. Pop! OS is the hardware choice. Best NVIDIA support in Linux, built-in tiling, clean installation, but one desktop, no default system tray, and a smaller support ecosystem when you need help. Right, so here's where I land. Ubuntu is the compatibility pick. The largest community, the broadest hardware support, the most tutorials written for your specific system, and the strongest enterprise backing of any Linux distribution available today. For professional environments, cloud development, or any situation where you need near certainty that software and hardware will work without troubleshooting, Ubuntu's ecosystem is unmatched. But forced snap packages, higher resource usage, and default telemetry push privacy. Conscious and performance-focused users elsewhere. Best for users who need maximum compatibility and do not mind the overhead that comes with the most widely supported distribution, Linux Mint is the transition pick. The most familiar interface for Windows users, the best and most welcoming community forums, the most conservative and stable update approach, and the cleanest removal of everything controversial from its Ubuntu base. For anyone leaving Windows who wants the smoothest possible learning curve, with the most welcoming support community, Mint is the consensus recommendation across nearly every Linux publication. But packages lag behind by up to 2 years, and the release cycle is the slowest of the 4. Best for Windows users switching to Linux who value stability and community support over having the latest software. Zorin OS is the aesthetics pick. The most polished visual experience out of the box, with one-click layout switching that mimics Windows or Mac OS instantly, pre-configured Windows application support through wine and bottles, and a lightweight addition for aging hardware. For users who prioritize how their desktop looks and feels and want the easiest path to running Windows software natively on Linux, Zorin delivers the most refined first impression of any distribution in this comparison. But the smaller community and developer engagement gap mean you are more on your own when things go wrong. Best for users who value visual design and Windows app compatibility above community size. Pop! OS is the hardware pick. The best NVIDIA driver support of any Linux distribution, with a dedicated installer image that includes proprietary drivers working out of the box from first boot, built-in tiling window management for productivity-focused workflows, better laptop battery life than Ubuntu, integrated firmware updates through a graphical manager, and a clean minimal installation, with no bloat or unnecessary default applications. For gamers with NVIDIA cards, developers who prefer tiling workflows, and anyone who wants the best hardware compatibility without manual driver configuration, Pop! OS solves problems that the other three leave to the user. But the single desktop environment, minimal hand-holding, and smaller community make it less forgiving for absolute beginners. Best for gamers and developers with NVIDIA hardware who want automatic driver support and tiling windows. 4 distributions, 4 opinions on what beginners need. None of them wrong. Every choice is a trade-off. At least now you know what you're trading.